Hey man, it's L's for days, and I'm back reacting to the boys Aba&Preach. Um, reacting to their video, "Are Westerners Built for Marriage?" I guess it's them reacting like off of Skype or off of Zoom or whatever the fuck they on. Reacting to Aba when he's on the Fresh and Fit podcast, talking to these broads. So let's see what this is about. My bad, I'm slurring a little bit. I'm not drunk. Damn.
Would you?
Oh,
so you
okay.
won't settle, right?
No.
Okay.
You
do
won't?
you?
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Okay.
Shit, I settle every day. You think I want to be eating fucking this frozen chicken every day? I'd rather eat some freshly prepared shit, some Gordon Ramsay shit. You think I want to eat chicken, eggs, and rice every day? No. But I settle for that shit.
Do you think we're doing a good job with marriage nowadays and dating in general? Do you think people are finding what they want in life?
No.
Okay. And would you agree that in foreign countries, maybe not necessarily wherever you're from, but like in other places, people marry much more and they stay married for much longer compared to how we do it here?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So wouldn't you also potentially agree that maybe the way that we're doing things is a little bit fucked up?
Perhaps.
Definitely.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
And so
okay.
if I were to ask you, what do you think is the largest difference between how we do things here and how they do it in those countries where it works?
Not
What's
sure.
the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Italian, so one of the things that I've noticed in Italy is that once you
She on her Giovanna tip. Bust out golden win, shawty.
you're married, to get divorced is basically unthinkable.
Turn that cup into a frog.
Because of what I mentioned before, and going back to that, once you marry someone and you make those vows, not only marriage is a safety net, but you're also promising to work things out with that person.
That bitch putting
So the belief in like
gloss on?
divorcing
The lip gloss?
doesn't come
Or
as
whatever?
easy as here, where it's just like, well, let's just get divorced.
It's
you
not,
know, and it's
Wrong
basically like
answer.
people get married to get divorced.
Wrong answer,
here.
shawty.
Like that is the goal.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So when you're living in a foreign country, when they get married, they're not just marrying the person. Families are coming together. You have a whole social responsibility. It's not just me and you.
It's a community thing.
It's a
too.
community thing. Here, everything is about how I feel and what I want and my standards.
Right.
Guess what? Over there,
Personal
they don't talk
gain.
about standards. You know, we asked everyone here what they wanted out of a marriage, and people are talking about we want to grow together, we want to do this. You go to foreign countries, they don't talk about those concepts. They don't want to talk about that.
They want to not die alone.
And make sure that you don't stay in their family name, and then that's pretty
their
much
family right.
Right? And divorce is not even a concept. These people settle. It's like their standards are very reasonable and they're very at a good place. And you know what? They end up married and they end up finding somebody that works for them. I think out here, people say they won't settle, but the things that they won't settle on aren't even important to making a marriage last. Well, like, what do you guys think? Like, I was interested in here.
Sorry, I can't settle for a nigga with a micro penis. Okay, maybe that's understandable. I can't settle with a nigga with a 5-incher instead of an 8-incher. Like, that shit don't matter. Well, he's 5'9" instead of 5'12". 6 foot, my bad. you know what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying.
What I bring to the table long term, but none of you really mention the things that
they,
really matter.
They won't settle on some bullshit.
Nobody mentioned responsibility. Nobody mentioned
dude, what is this duty?
Right? Nobody mentioned just the idea of labor. You know, so I think people have these unrealistic expectations when it comes to long-term projects, right? And they think it's, you know, going to be cool and we're going to love each other and there's going to be lots of emotions.
You don't know how it's going to go.
And all this other stuff. The truth is, it's a lot of work.
Facts.
Go ask people who've been together for a long time. They'll be like, yo, it's work. The wedding day is wonderful. After that, every day you wake up, the kids are crying. You don't get to sleep for days. You guys got all these bills piling up. People got to take second jobs. She's going through fucking... the after effects of pregnancies. There's all kinds of complications. It's a lot of labor. So when people come in and they say they're never going to settle, I already feel like when you're coming at this whole idea of marriage, especially on the things that you say you won't settle on, I'm like,
it's about them.
To having a good and long prosperous
They're making
marriage.
it about them.
You know, people talk
not about the marriage.
Love with my husband, but people get divorced. You know what they never mention? Love.
Facts.
Because they still love each other. It had nothing to do with why they get divorced. They get divorced for financial reasons. Right, they get divorced maybe sometimes because of infidelity. Because you know what, I don't want to be with that person. But love is never the thing. So I just think it's interesting that the things you guys need aren't the reason that people get divorced, and aren't the things that keep people staying together for a long time.
That's
Yo,
awesome.
no pun intended,
Wow.
but Aba is preaching.
Hey man,
He was.
that's
he
what I
was.
preach.
He did that.
Well, I mean,
He did that.
it was after our
'Cause
conversation.
It was what it was.
And to be fair, these are things that you've taught me, that other old couples have taught me, that research shows. You know, when researchers talk about love and these concepts, right? They say that what makes couples love each other the most is not the happy moments, but how they come out of the very difficult times.
Yeah.
When you struggle together and come out on the other side, you're
put
like,
in that
that's
leg
a
work."
soldier. They got my
If we
back.
could-
So when we in the trenches, I can look to you and I know I'm
Facts.
safe.
If we could normalize
Go for it.
doing a post-mortem on shit,
Gotta
that
look at your
happened,
marriage as like some
you know,
Army
you
of
sit with
Two
your
type
girl
shit.
And you're like, yo, we just had a
Get
baby.
in there. Oh nah, he drinking the Dasani, the last man standing water.
And I just want to tell
And
you,
you drink you must have had nothing else.
you
But
did that. You did that. You did that. It was difficult. It was hard, but you did that. Now we have a baby.
Are we
Now,
drinking
look,
that core?
I know it's not over.
core is
I know.
fire.
I know it's not done, but you handled that like a champ.
hmm
And and she could be doing the same thing. Well, we had a lot of
Like, would you rather, like in a marriage, have your spouse respect you but not love you, or love you but not respect you? Like, that's how you gotta look at it. You could probably have both. I'm just saying, how would you have it?
yo, we just came out from this and this and that, and it was really hard, but we did that. Yo, I know that it was really hard with the tax season, with this and that, and I was still in school, and I'm done with school, but you really handled, you know, I was not
your
as
thing.
much there that I could with the kids because I had to, but you handled that. You had my back. You had my back. Like, my parents never did that, but I saw that. I saw that sometimes it was something that happened. My dad went back to school. My mom had his back. She had that. And my dad, whenever my mom was more difficult, this and that, health or whatever, whatnot, my dad had that. He had the back. So whenever someone comes out to me and be like, you know what, hey, yo, thanks for that. Don't worry about it. I got your back and your friend. Because that's what it is.
Yeah, just
it
what
would
you
be
do.
nice, like in a couple,
Just
that we
what you do.
normalize whenever you come out of a hard shit and things getting, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. And when things are getting there, you're like, yo, by the way, back then when
Makes
it was
it even
hard,
sweeter.
yo, you did that.
Yeah.
High five.
Struggling for your shit,
It
and
would be
finally
good to
getting it.
normalize that. I know it's like a kind of utopian
Even
world. And I'm
sweeter.
telling you, like, I know, like, the way I'm thinking, well, that people
Whatever
think
it
that I'm
is.
soft or whatever, whatnot. And maybe it's just the way that I was brought up, because my thing was really equal. And I remember when I was at the Fresh and Fit podcast, and I was talking about my parents, and I was like, yo, I saw my parents do. And people was like, yo, that's cap, that's cap, that's cap. It just dawned on me that it was so not the case for people, that they couldn't even understand that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
But you see my parents, you've seen what they had.
I ain't seen him, but
Yeah,
I
you know,
believe him.
it's-
that they back. So
Sometimes people operate too much in a binary, so you already know I'm with you on that one. You already know I'm with you on that one.
It's either this
I feel like it's just super unfortunate.
or that.
I spent a good solid part of an hour just listening to everyone talk. And I was rolling my R's so heavy. You know, some of them are young women. So it's like, you know, maybe they got time to grow and learn.
Do they though?
But some of the other ones just like so stubborn and set in their ways and so like struggling.
yeah.
And it's just like, do you not learn from your failures? If
Guess
I
not.
dated the same way at 30 today that I did at 21,
Over
bro,
for you,
could
right?
comfortably look at me and say, nigga, you never gonna be with somebody. The reason why I'm not stressing is because I've seen the evolution, I've seen the change, whether it be in how I have sex, whether it be in how I date, whether it be in how I work. Our work relationship has improved.
Yeah, definitely.
Because-
but you know,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
But
You were talking.
I'm gonna go on for a long time, so just go for it.
No, go ahead. I don't care.
But
Nigga, preach be
just
talking. You might as well.
essentially just saying
What
like
you gotta say, Abu?
because of the lessons I've learned, I've had to have that evolution.
And I hope that people also do that in their own life and stop blaming the world around them for the reasons why they're not finding the people that they want, and understand that the answers often lie within you.
Truly.
Often lie within you. Would you imagine
I
if
do
people
concur,
have these
Aba.
juvenile dreams?
I
I
do
want to be an
concur.
astronaut, and they're almost 45 and not working out. At some point, it's okay to say settle. You know, there's plenty of people who wanted to be an engineer, and sometimes they become a PE teacher, and they're super happy at their PE teaching job, contributing, paying bills,
don't hate
taking
on
care
him
of their
for it.
family, and you're working with kids.
Just holding it up.
Settling does not have to be this end-all, be-all terrible thing. But when it comes to dating, we act like, oh my God, you're going to live a life of misery. Guys, it's okay to humble yourself.
Yeah, like, no, the nigga's not 6'2". The bitch doesn't have a big ass titties, and she doesn't give me crazy dome. My life's over. Like, no, nigga, or woman, or chick, whatever. You'll be okay. You ain't gonna get everything you want.
Yeah, but I told
It doesn't mean that you're
You
trash.
people.
And if you do get everything you want,
giving up when they
it might
think
not
about
last.
settling. When you say that word, that's what people think. That's what it means.
Facts.
That is the definition.
I think they're giving up
in their head. That's why they don't even want to have something close to that. They
Mm-hmm.
want everything. Life is supposed to be Sex in the City.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I ain't
it's
seen that
supposed
movie,
to be
but
all that,
I
all those
assume
standards that
he's
you see
right
in those
about that.
whack ass soap operas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You know, so that's really what they want. And last thing that I gotta say about this, it's crazy because in the world people say that women mature faster than men, and I see this and I'm like,
Maybe they mature too fast. They don't get to like settle into that shit. You ever think about that? You ever seen them niggas that get too much money too quick? So they blow the bitch. Like they blow the shit. And they end up broker than broker than they were before. So man, I don't know. Maybe that's the case.
not necessarily.
It depends where.
We mature differently.
Depends where.
It
Mm.
depends where.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say is, like, listen, ladies, if you guys want to be wives, I think you guys should definitely do a lot of your due diligence to understand what it means to be a wife and what's necessary, and also what's
Exactly.
necessary from your husband. Okay, necessary, not what you want. What's necessary,
Ooh.
and then if these things
Talk
aren't
to me.
necessary, but you still need them as desires, I think you have to start to separate what's needed and what's not.
Talk
Because
to
if you
me.
guys are stopping yourself from getting married because of things that are not necessary to a marriage, then you guys are going to be shortchanging yourself a lot of opportunities, things that will not contribute to your success. If you make those the cornerstones of why you will not be with somebody, you will limit. It's like trying to start a company and saying you won't hire employees because they wear red shoes on Sundays. It's like some of this stuff has nothing to do
Facts.
with longevity with somebody. And I think a lot of you guys right now are especially young, so it's fine. But as you get older, and I'm telling you, man, yo, I talk to some people and the desperation that they show and some of the sadness that exists.
Wait,
it's
what
just
did
like,
that
hey, man,
donation say? Move this shit out the way. Then why should men settle in their bedroom life? I don't want to settle for gravity, looseness, cellulite periods, moodiness. Average men never settle. Never mind. I thought he's saying something interesting, or maybe I'm misreading it, but I don't think I like what he's saying.
a lot of you guys right now are especially young, so it's
Whatever.
fine. But as you get older, and I'm telling you, man, yo, I talk to some people and the desperation that they show and some of the sadness that exists is just like, I don't wish that for nobody, whether it's man or woman. So just think about those things and understand what it is that you want for your future, and just keep that in mind. So
Okay,
that's
and this is where like most of our mission comes from. You know, I find it so crazy when people are like, y'all hate women. It's like, man, I get.
No, these niggas don't hate. I know this nigga don't hate women. I know he don't. Sheesh. I know
So
he
happy for people when they find people. Like when you talk to people who are in relationships, a lot of them like, and they want to be there, you see how much of a burden is lifted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, people who are in it and want to be in it, got somebody who's supportive. It's not always easy.
don't.
It's
Right,
not
'cause
always
they feel
ideal.
on top of the world.
But you can tell they're doing good. They're doing good for themselves, and they're content in that.
Even if they ain't
And so
rich
for
or
us,
nothing
it's
like
just-
that, like it just feels good.
It's just these are
Just
the lessons that they
pass
have to
one.
learn. You
You
feel
can-
me?
you can just-
and I
that's
think a lot of
solid, you know?
couples who are doing good for themselves aren't oftentimes.
That's what you should focus on when it comes to relationships. Focus on being solid, like just being rock fucking solid. That's all you got to worry about.
Is
Should work out.
That information to the people who are, or if they are the people who aren't in those situations, don't want to believe it.
Definitely.
You know, like when we put out the videos, like, so many people got in the comments, man. My partner maybe had 60% of what I thought I wanted, but now I'm so much happier than I ever thought I could be.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, of course.
You might think you know what you want.
You would be shocked how much you will like your life when you humble yourself.
Facts.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind eating chicken, rice, and eggs. Ain't that hard to cook.
So I just hope that people don't watch this
and
stuff.
Gordon Ramsay shit will take hours.
Bro, this is the complete opposite. If y'all thrive and y'all
be
feel
nice
happy, I'm ecstatic. And if you don't listen to us and you're happy and you're good with your life, I'm ecstatic.
That's
The truth is, a lot of y'all hit us up and you guys are like, I'm not good with it. And sometimes it's linked to this. And that's all that we're trying to get at.
That must have been painful for you, but whatever.
Yeah, being around those ladies, yeah.
It looked like it.
Sure.
You know me if I was there.
Well, yeah, what would happen if
Nigga would have turned his brain off.
What do you think would have happened?
I don't know.
He would have went to sleep.
It would have been, it's just in the delivery. The delivery wouldn't
he would have been on some disrespectful.
So it wouldn't be, you know, you're calm and people think that you're very dismissive, that you're very rough and raw. In some instances, I can understand where that come from. But if I was there at that point with those ladies,
yeah, you would have definitely gone further than me.
Oh yeah, definitely going in.
Yeah,
full petty mode.
But you know what though?
I would have said the same thing, but the delivery would have been different, and it would have been. I wouldn't call them names or whatever, but the way I try to prove my point to people is it's petty sometimes. And this wouldn't be the difference. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, but you know what though? I also say like people meet me in person, like you're really chill and pretty quiet.
He looks chill right here.
Yeah,
he looks like
and you're polite. I'm like, I know. I just chill in my corner.
That's what he wants to be.
Here to take up space or do anything, but I also won't back down. Like niggas will say that when I was on the podcast and off the podcast, he kept the same energy. People are like, yo, Abba, you came on the podcast and you came with the smoke. It's not that. It's like you were saying some shit about me, so let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of confrontation. I'm not gonna, but I'm also gonna come like in the finally like, nigga, it wasn't like that. It was like, bro, you just had these ideas. Let's discuss them in a civil manner. And you could do that. To some people, that's smoke.
Yeah, but to some people, me saying, so was that shit you was talking about?
Yeah.
I know with the lingo, it can sound like I'm coming at you. No, but let's go. Let's discuss it.
Let's talk.
Right here, might as well talk.
Because you was talking some shit. Let's talk about it. We'll discuss about it. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't one gonna pop off or whatever, whatnot. But we're gonna talk about it. So what's that shit you was talking about?
Yeah.
Shout out to them dudes. Shout out to Aba&Preach. Shout outs to me. Shouts out to y'all too. But anyways, I'll catch y'all later.